All right. We are hot off the reacting to the 2.5 stream. And it had some benefits, it had some negatives. I've seen some people calling this like a filler patch, which to be honest, it kind of is, but we're spoiled over here in the woo community to be real. Um, yeah, but other people saying it's 10 out of 10. So I think I thought I had some pretty good opinions. I like the changes there, but I want to read them as well so we can really see what's going on. And that's what we're going to do here today. We're going to do here right now. We're going to read the changes for the update preview for 2.5 and make an opinion on that because my raw reactions is a lot different, to be honest. Most people's your first initial reaction is a lot different from the reaction you do after getting all the information. So let's find out. And I said it was a 7 out of 10 after the stream. But that was a raw reaction. Maybe this will bring it up. Maybe this will bring it down. Well, yeah. Anywho, let's get to it. Alrighty. Unfading Melody of Life. Art looks amazing as usual. So we get a Chapter 2, Act 7, Dreamcatchers in the Secret Garden. So this is a main quest. This is a W. Filler patches usually don't have main quests. So now is this going to be as a exhilarating main quest as 2.4 or 2.2? Maybe, because ever since 2.2 is when they really popped off. I mean, 2.0 is when they popped off on those main story quests. But I think in 2.2 they really nailed it down, and then 2.4 is just a chef's kiss. So maybe this will be a really, really, really good main quest, which then changes this whole playstyle of this being a big patch, more or this being a filler patch, and this maybe just being a small mainline patch, which the problem is there's no actual proper descriptor of a filler patch. It's all up to each person's individual desires. So who knows? Anyway, over to Rust, Sword, and the Sun. So this is the story thing that's kind of like an introduction for the next patch. When that one, because every the next patch is basically like, oh, the next patch is going to be a mainline patch, not like this patch, which is filler patch. So this is kind of like you still get some of that story in the next one. This is good. Now it depends on how they provide it to us. If it's a read a book, I'm gonna be a little less content with that. I like reading, but I don't like reading on my computer. I like reading a book on my hands. So this is an infinite read kind of story. I'm gonna be not so impressed, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm glad they added this though. Still, new location looks amazing. Underwater, we haven't been underwater yet. Well, we sort of have, but not really. So this I'm super excited for. Fabricatorium of the Deep. It looks amazing. It gives me some like it's got that sci-fi futuristic vibe. I fuck with it. The buildings look amazing. The swimming around just looks like you're flying, but you're not. Don't have wings, to be honest. But we'll see. Oh yeah, the new Echo. So the Reminiscence of Fenrico, Nightmare Hikare, and then three cost Echoes, Nightmares. I don't think we've had Nightmare 3 cost yet. I could be wrong, but I think this is obviously for Lova. Buck. And the new Phantom Echo. We love our Phantoms, so I'm cool with that. So it's a three-piece set, which is interesting. I don't think we've had that before, and this is kind of like realistically only made for Lova. Um, so we'll see how this works out. It'd be cool if they started adding in like two-piece sets as well, and then you could be like, oh, I have a three-piece and a two-piece on this character, which that so like realistically with Echo Team builds, you pretty much you have a character and there's pretty much like three different Echo sets you can use on it. But one of those Echo sets is like 97% of the time it's a best in slot. So no one's gonna go with the other two because the other one's like 2% best in slot and the other one's like 1% best in slot. So I think if they start doing three pieces and two pieces and different sets like that and mix and matching them, this could be a lot more different where it's like, oh yeah, this is a three-piece set and this is probably best in slot, but you can swap around those two-piece sets a lot more frequently, and I hope that's what happens. Maybe this will bring a lot more build diversity into the Echo crafting teams. The only issue is making Echo teams kind of fucking sucks because, to be honest, if it was super cheap and super affordable to build Echo teams, like left and right, like a maniac, then well, people would experiment a lot more. But basically, everyone goes for the best in slot because they don't have the resources, and the resources are kind of a pain in the ass to farm anyways. So it's a shitty thing of the system. I'm not a fan of Echo crafting and stuff. They should get rid of like there's two resources: the level up experience, and then the tuners. Just get rid of the fucking tuners, all right? At this point, you're already like just get rid of the tuners. We could do a lot better. Be honest. Just use XP. Make it a lot more simple so people can expand. And just because if you make it so expensive to do anything in this game, no one's going to want to do anything. They're just going to watch a YouTube video. But if it's super cheap to do a lot of this stuff, or not super cheap, but affordably cheap, then people are going to experiment more often, and it's more fun to experiment when you can. Optimizations. I think the optimizations were small amount wise, but really well done and really keys into the fact that uh those surveys they put out, people are they're listening. They're actually listening, which isn't only like, oh well, of course they sent out the survey. Of course they're gonna fucking read the survey and listen. But the thing is like not only they're listening, they're acting upon that stuff as well. Because there's some companies that put out surveys and then, like it's been a year and none of those changes that you like that everyone voted on those surveys are happening. So this isn't obvious. So echo management, auto lock and auto discard. I don't care too much about auto locking, but the auto discard is such a fucking benefit when you're farming for a specific echo set. You can just discard the ones you don't. I hope someone makes an in-depth video on this so we can just like he can basically be set up like because there's like 20 different setups you can have on there. Someone can make a video and be like, hey, so out of those 20, you want like this many set up this way, this many set up this way. Like, that would be so cool. I would watch that and I'd copy him and I'd be like, yep, I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do, and it'll be super simple to manage echoes, which would be fun. Make it easier because I have like thousands of echoes and I don't use any of them. So yeah. Sync tuning, like at this point, just get rid of the tuners. Like I mean, it makes like this is nice, when you automatically level up, you can set it up so it automatically tunes them as you level up. But at this point, why even have tuners? Tuners are just an extra step to slow down team building. And I think they've slowed them down to the extent that people are too afraid to experiment, so they just go watch a YouTube video. But that's just my opinion. More preset teams. If you saw my reaction to the live stream, I was fucking happy. I'm still super happy. It's been my biggest complaint since 2.1. 2.1. Since then, I've been bitching about getting teams to an extent that's probably people are fucking tired of listening to me bitch about it. And I'm so glad. 10 is amazing. I only really needed one more because we have 6 elements and you want 6 team slots for 6 elements. But now we got 10. And this is a W. Absolute W. Probably my favorite of the optimizations. Well done. They listen to the community. This one, I know a lot of people are happy about that because a lot of people are tired of listening to someone playing her flute and going la 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 while you're trying to fight a boss. So not surprised that happened. Pretty good. W. W W. What are we going on here? Oh, so yep, new resonator for Lova. I'm so glad we're getting her. We knew we were getting her. I'm pulling for her, obviously. There's no an if, ands, or buts about it. She, like, now the hype up for Cardathea was more quick because it was like 2.0, 2.1, 2. It was like Cardathea was like a 2.0, 2.2, and then 2.4 setup. So, like, people really, 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 really wanted Cardathea and stuff, and it was a very concise setup. They've been sitting up for Lova since 1.0, so we have been listening to her talk in a really calm voice and really peaceful and very ominous and very tired. And I've been wanting her forever, and I'm so glad we got her. Her playstyle looks amazing and fun to play, and I cannot wait. This is mildly funny because to be honest, I don't know, I'm not a build crafter, but if I had to guess, I would assume Rochia and Cantarella are best in slots with her. And they're the Havoc teams, then they're the newer Havoc, so it makes sense. Having them all in the same patch is kind of rough. And then Brand's obviously made for Lupa if you didn't get him beforehand. So like these are like all characters that people currently need for either an upcoming Resonator, like for Lova, or one that just came out. So this is rough. Like I'm like I know my it's kind of stupid where it's like the biggest complaint is you're getting too much. But the biggest complaint I do have is or not biggest complaint. One of the complaints I have is like slow down. Original I was like, oh, it's a filler. Oh, we're getting reruns. Cool. Well, the reruns are needed. I mean, not for me. I have all the characters, but like, oh man, we've been getting ourselves fucking. They've been milking us, which I'm not mad about. It's my fault because I did it. But whew, I'm glad though because I only really need for Lova, so I can kind of chill out and save, and yeah. Uh, some people are gonna love this, some people hate this. People are gonna hate it because it's like, okay, Star Rail and other stuff like that. They're milking the players, and oh, they're putting characters we need with the other character we're just getting, and it's made. And some people are gonna love it. They're like, oh, well, I don't have these other characters, and I need them for Philova, so I'm gonna pull them as well. So up in the air. And this is a lie. I mean, like, it's like, oh, it's only 4 characters. No, it's 4 characters plus their 4 weapons, which, you got this one. It looks cool. I feel like they talked about this. It looks amazing, but they just talked about it so much during the stream. I don't know why. Yep, those are the weapons. And yeah. So events. A lot of people were kind of, yeah, disappointed in the events. But we got spoiled like a motherfucker in 2.4 because not only did we get events, we got good events. And you could say, oh, there's still not enough events in general. But 2.3 had a fuck ton of events and everyone fucking hated them. So we don't need more events. We just need good events. I don't personally, I don't need this game to drag my attention. I don't need this game to be like the only game I play. If they don't have a lot of events, I like small bites, but it being quality. All right, small bites, quality, and like the leisure event is fine. This is gonna be like how I did the fishing event, where you turn on music, you zone out, and you just play it. Um, I actually loved the 1.2 event where you're making the or managing the little festival going on there. A lot of people hated it, but I loved it. So 7-day login event. This is normal. Slayer's Film Festival for the Dreaming Deep. I hate the Dreaming Deep. I played one of those levels and gave up because it was so miserable. And they did a lot of improvements, so I will try them out as well in 2.5. And we're getting like 2 new levels. Man, I'm not big a fan of Dreaming Deep, but yeah. Another picture overflow and picture book leisure event. Fine, I'm okay with leisure events. Photo collection, this is normal, always happens. And then another exploration event. This is cool. I'm okay with this. I know a lot of people are kind of pissed because we didn't get more events, but I'm just gonna say. I mean, also a lot of people aren't too happy with the quality events because now people like the Dreaming Deep, and then these don't really count. To be honest, these are always here. This one's always here. And then a lot of people don't really like leisure events as well. So I can see why people are kind of pissed about the events, but I don't need it's fine. It's fine. And this is just merch. I don't care about merch. So, and that's it. There's not a lot. Um, I think this is still going to be a good patch. It's all right. I'm gonna say it's a filler patch. I don't know if they're gonna be mad. They're like, no, it's not a filler patch. It has a main quest, and I'm gonna say it's a filler patch out the gate. But do I think like this? The problem is people confer or conflict whatever. They match filler patches with them being bad patches. They can say that, oh, it's a filler patch. Well, it's a bad patch because it's a filler patch and stuff. That's not true. Um, Filler patches are still good. They just have less content, so they can go crazy on the next patch. This is probably going to be a really good filler patch. Like this might even be such a good patch as a whole that it's probably better than mainline patches we've had in the past. So I would just hold off on that. My guess is this is probably going to be 100% out of all the filler patches we've had, 1.2, 4, and 2.1 and 2.3. I think this is going to be the best of those filler patches. And I think this might even be better than most of the mainline patches as well. Like straight up the gate, I think this was probably better than 1.1. This will probably be close to like a 1.3. But also, let's just think about the fact that their way of telling stories has completely drastically changed from the 1.0 timeline. So even the main story of a filler patch might even be more executed more well than the 1.0 patches that are mainline patches. So just take with the grain, think about it. You can call it a filler patch, but you don't have to hate a filler patch. I still enjoy filler patches here and there. But all in all, I think after reviewing all of this, I think we don't get a lot of content. There's not a lot of events, and events that are going to be here, people aren't too happy about. I think the QOL is a massive W. The Echo sets are interesting. Curious to try them out. The new zone looks amazing, and then the main quest and this kind of like mini main quest is very cool. My score is still a 7.5. I think it's like a 7.5, 7.5 overall. My opinion of what this patch is probably going to be rated as for me. I don't really see anything too negative here. It's just not a lot, and the quality of the events isn't too crazy. But yeah, really quick vid. Hope you all enjoyed. Anywho, have a good one. Goodbye. Go away now. Ciao.